Hey everybody, it's Nick Joanides, running coach, health and wellness coach, personal trainer. Um, also, the I help out with races with as a consultant, and also help with the as a race director. Anyway, today's topic we go back to running, and it's about the um, how do you call it? The chafing that you can get especially if you run for a long period of time. Now, first things first, make sure you have proper shoes and that they're broken in because you don't want to end up with blisters for no reason. Okay? Then you want to make sure that your clothes are not too new either because you don't want them rubbing against your body in any certain way. So those are a couple of things you can start with just by um, getting the proper clothes and being prepared. Same thing with socks. Make sure your socks aren't too much cotton, okay, because that tends to rub, okay, and that ends up to unsightly blisters and stuff like that. Now, what I do to try to prevent all that, hey Erin, hey Darlene, uh, is that I put on Eucerin by Aquaphor, okay, and that is my go-to. It's a nice thick salve, and then I put it on between my toes because that tends to be a place that gets to chafe. I also put it on between in my groin area between my legs. I put it on the lower part of my back because that sometimes rubs from my shorts. I put it on, and this may be disgusting to some, but for men it's unfortunately true, my nipples, okay, and then finally um, under my armpits, depending on what I'm wearing. Now, for women, you might want to do it in similar spots, except for you, um, you would want to put it underneath your sports bra in case you feel like it's rubbing, and on your back where it might cinch. Okay, so otherwise the same spots: your feet, your heels, inside your groin area, and finally your lower part of your back. Okay, so if you do all that up front, then things will be much better, especially the longer you run. Obviously, if you're running like a 5K or 10K or something that's like less than 10 miles, for some, that's not too long. Hey, Kathleen, good to see you watching. Um, then it shouldn't really matter. However, now when you run further, obviously there's more of a chance of something rubbing. Now imagine something just simply rubbing the same spot for up to 3 hours, 4 hours if you run a whole marathon. You do this enough, then you will get something that's rubbing, and that the chafing and the stinging sensation. And usually in the middle of a race, there's nothing you can do. Some big races have people with sticks handing out Vaseline. But again, you can't count on that. You could carry it with you, but then try to put it on while you're running gets a little uncomfortable. So try to make sure you layer up. Excuse me. It's great to put it on as much as you can up front, and then it should prevent most of the chafing. Now, if you have chafed and then you go take a shower, anyone who's had it done, that is a terrible sensation, that stinging feeling while you're taking a shower, especially when the soap hits the area. So anyway, go back. I mean, there's other things you can use. There's Glide. There's other that you can use Vaseline. You can put. I've heard of people who put Band-Aids over the areas, especially the men with their nipples. Again, it's whatever you want to do. I go to Eucerin Aquaphor. Okay, that's my go-to, or the equivalent by CVS pharmacy or anything else that makes a similar thick salve that goes on. So if you have any questions, please give me a call or IM, and especially if you're planning to run a spring marathon or spring half marathon, you need to start practicing soon, as we're already in November, and whether you like it or not, you're already 13 to 18 weeks before your race. So thanks again, and tomorrow we'll continue and move away from running per se to talking about something related to a running race, meaning that as a race director. Thanks again, and have a good night.